What's going on, my fellow scale model building friends? It's James, the Yorkshire Modeller, back with you again, and we now have issue 28 of Hachette Partworks Spitfire. Right, guys, so with issue 28, we are fitting the left landing gear. So just there, we're fitting the left landing gear to the actual wings that we've already constructed with like issues 23 to 26. So it's not, again, it's not a massive issue, but I like that. I like the fact that they're now, with the Spitfire, they're sending you enough parts that it kind of keeps you wanting to build it. I mean, looking at how many parts we actually get just with the sprue, in the packaging, there's not a lot, but it's enough that, you know, for me, putting it on YouTube for you guys, it's maybe a 20-minute, if that. Sometimes it's like a 5 or 6 minute video, so it's nice and it's quick and it's da-da-da. I think the engine took longer because I was getting more frustrated with the engine. Also, when I was building the engine was when I got the new computer and the new setup and the new cameras and this and this and that. So that was alright because I had more time. We're also in the middle of lockdown. Whereas now it's nice to just get enough parts to keep you going so that you want to keep building it, but not doing a parts overload, if you get what I mean. So, what we're going to do, sorry if that was very loud, I'm just going to take all of these parts out of here. Now, we do get a little spring with this as well. So, I'm just going to put these bags underneath my camera there. So, just take a few of these little parts out. So, I'll pop those there. Move that over there. Done. Right, let's get started. So, fit the plate of the landing gear fixture, which is this one here. So it's like a little part with that kind of groove shape in it, into the bracket and the landing gear fixture as shown. So there's two parts here, and this one is the one that, sorry, I'll show you on this camera. This one's here is fitting into this one here, but there is like that tiny little hole, if you can just about make it out there. So what I'll do, I'll put that into place like that. So drop that down onto there. And then, just grab my knife because I'm going to need to slice some packaging open now. After double checking that the part is fitted, after the part 27.5 is fitted into part 27.4 the right way around, insert the pin, which is just in this little bag here. That was nice. New knife blade, I think. There we go, that's a bit better. Come on, out comes the spring. There we go. So these are dead tiny parts. So really take care with these. After double checking that the part 27.5 is fitted into part 27.4 the right way round, insert the pin. So I'm going to grab my tweezers as well for this bit. Long nose pliers or similar. So what you want for this part is, just making sure I've got it the right way around, is for it to look like this. So I'll show it you on my side camera so you can see there. So where I'm holding it here with the tweezers is where there's that little hole there, the little screw hole. What you want is for the bracket to be holding that part there, and you want it to be that way round. So where you've got this little nub part here fitting it at the top if you're holding it the same way I am. That's right. So, take the pin, which is this one just here, and then does it matter which way round it goes? Let's have a look. Yeah. So with the pin, there are little kind of grooves cut out of one side. That side with the grooves on has to face away from, that's not going to go in that way, I might need to get some pliers for this. That part with the little grooves on has to face away from where we're installing this. There we go. So that's just in enough that I can now just push it in with the pliers. There we go. So push that all the way in so that it's flush with the plastic. Like that. There we go. So that will mean then that that part can move like a seesaw. Right, take the landing gear fixture, which is this part just here, together with the spring, and take the landing gear indicator. So there's the little spring that was in the same bag as that little pin, and then the landing gear indicator is the red part just there. So I'll just pop those two bits there, and fit the spring onto the socket in the indicator through the hole. So that's the little socket that it's on about. Just, I'll move my hand out of the way, get a bit better lighting on that. So it's this whole socket just at this end here. So if we pop the spring just into there like that, and then the landing gear indicator, let's have a look. The landing and the indicator 28.3 through the hole in part 28.2 as shown. So all we do is we drop that through that hole there. So that will sit in there. So that's the landing gear indicator, and then obviously you've got the spring just in that one there. Next, take the assembly 28.4 and 28.5, which is this one here, and fit the flat side of the bracket against part 28.4. So what we're doing is, in that little kind of square box there, is where we're fitting this, but it has to fit the right way round. So where you've got this, let me show you on this camera here. So where you've got that little nub on that end, will sit straight up towards the spring like that. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to get that hole that the screw will go in, just there, lined up with the hole that's already in this bit where that square is. So that little hole just there. And that will just drop in there like this. So that spring should be straight underneath that part there, just like that. Make sure that's the right way round, make sure I've got everything the right way. Right. At the same time, the two pegs on the end of part 28.5, so the two pegs that are on this bit, so the two pegs that are on that side, just there, that you should be able to just, there you go, that you can just make out just there where my little finger's kind of pointing to, have to sit into that little hole. Just get it to the right angle. That little hole there at the top of the indicator. So, might be worth doing it that way, popping that on there. Yeah, that might be a bit easier actually. And then dropping it down, the indicator through that gap, and then just letting that go to fall into that hole like that. So, let's move that into there like that, move that around, drop that down there, that's that done. And that's on there like that. So that is now all in place. So, I'm not going to put this on the table now, because if I do, that indicator is just going to go straight out and pop everything all over the place. So, once you've got it looking like that, with the parts in position, fix the bracket in place. I'm going to have to put this down, aren't I? I'll put it down on top of there, so that's not going to like that. Ah well, best laid plans and all that. So we'll open these screws. Then I'll lift this up, so see if it's still all sat in the right place, pretty much. There we go, that's better. Doesn't take much to manoeuvre these parts though, because they're not too big and heavy, so they're fine. With the parts in place, fix the bracket 28.4, which is the one that's got that kind of pole fitting through it. Fix in place with a PB screw. So we get the PB screw. If necessary, adjust the position of the assembly slightly to ensure the mechanism moves freely. So I'm just going to pop that screw into there, drop that down onto there, screw that in just a little bit, like that. Get that into the right place, get that into the right place. Yeah, that's right. And then I'm going to support the back of it while I screw this in properly. There we go. So that's in. That part won't move, that part won't move. Lovely. So what you'll get is, if you press down on this end, that indicator will move up. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. So that'll move up like that. So you know the landing gear is up, down, up, down, up, down. There we go. So that's that. Nice and simple. Now we need to bring in, I'm just going to move these screws over here because this is the bit where we need to bring in the wings from the last bit we did. So here we have the wings. Now obviously they are quite big for this camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the one wing at a time. And I'm just going to show the wing that we're actually building in this issue. So move some of these bits out of the way because we're going to need that landing gear as well. Right, so take the wing assembly from issue 26 and the landing gear assembly from issue 27. With the tyre facing towards the wingtip, fit the landing gear through the hole in the wing as shown. So, obviously this is the black one. So that bit's black, so it's going to go on this side. So what we need to do is just flip this over. And then let's have a look. With the tyre facing towards the wingtips, when it says tyre facing towards, I've got the Dunlop logo on mine, so that bit needs to be facing that way. So hook it through there, drop it down there, drop it down into there. Through the hole in the wing as shown. Move the upright strut of the landing gear into the slot at the opening in the wing, and then move it downwards so that the bar across the top fits into the recess. So, yep, that looks right to me. So that will fit into there like that, he says. Yeah, must fit in there like that. There we go. Okay. The diagram on the left shows the landing gear in place. Note that there is a tail on the end of the spring which should be positioned as shown in the photograph below. Let me just make sure I've got mine in the right place. Back in a sec. That's right. Lovely. So, identify the 3 fixing points circled for the landing gear fixture 28.2 on the wing 23.1. After checking again that the spring is still correctly positioned, see previous step, fix part 28 in place. So this is part 28. So what I'm going to do with this is put that over the top of the wing like that. Because that will then show you exactly where your fixing points are. So sorry I'm moving this around quite a lot. I just want to make sure that I'm getting everything lined up properly and in exactly the right place, because if you bugger this bit up, you're buggering up the whole thing. It's just trying to get everything centered properly. That's all right then. So, right, I'm holding that in place because I'm absolutely bricking it that anything's going to happen to this. Fix part 28 in place. Fix the landing gear fixture in place using 3 2x4mm screws. So I've got the screws just here. So I'm just going to grab these and then screw each one of these in. That's 1. This is 2. When the screwdriver won't stop playing silly buggers. Magnetic screwdrivers are brilliant, but sometimes they can be a pain in the arse. There we go, that's in. Right, so that's that one, and then just, I really hate doing that. Just one more on this side, just in this top corner here. So that's the easiest way I've found to screwing a long way. So that's the easiest way I've found to make sure that you're getting all the holes lined up properly. Same for these struts along here, is to put the part in place and then see which holes match up. Easiest way. So right, so that's in place there like that. So fix the landing gear in place, done. Take the wheel guard, which is this one just here, so I'll show you on this camera as well. Take the wheel guard and check the fit on the landing gear strut, 27.2, fit into the sockets. When you're happy with the fit, apply a little super glue to the pegs and fix the wheel guard in place. So the two little pegs are on this side here, just line those up. That one at the top, that one at the bottom. When you're happy with the fit, apply a little super glue. So I'll just grab the just grab my glue. So drop a tiny drop of glue in that one, tiny drop of glue in that one. Then just holding this up so I can see exactly where I'm putting this. That one goes on there, that one goes on there like that. That will just then clip on nicely. So that's that. And then what you get is like that. So that's how this will look when the landing gear is down. And what it does is it retracts that part there. So when the landing gear is up, that will be down. And then when you move the landing gear, let me tilt that up that way a bit more so you can see it. When you tilt the landing gear that way, that will then move that landing gear indicator down. So when it's all the way up and the plane's in flight, no landing gear indicator, and then obviously as that moves down, the landing gear indicator comes back up. So that's the completed work. The landing gear and indicator have been fitted to the left wing, so that's what she looks like at the moment. So yeah, she's looking good. She's looking good. So that is it for issue 28 of the Spitfire. With issue 29, we're basically again doing a repeat of what we did in the last video. It's the tyre, strut, and other details for the starboard landing gear. So that one will be up next week as normal. So until then, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Yorkshire Modeller for more weekly model building geekiness, and I will see you in the video for issue 29, which will be up a week today. So until then, guys, please remember, happy modelling and stay safe.